Well, good morning, everybody. It's Guido coming at you from the left side of the Atlantic with a coffee talk and my coffee.
It's Pilgrim from the correct side Atlantic with a Guido mug old school and get one today free with a Guido mug. When you're playing Daisy and you're sweating a little, come and get your Shore Original Dry. Under the arms, stops you sweaty when you're playing Daisy. Not so much water tanks. Get one free today with a mug.
Now, that's not used, is it?
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, you don't get brand new free from Pilgrim. You get second hand.
do you suppose there's some weird internet sidebar where that's a thing?
Yeah.
Where you buy used
Yeah.
deodorant that someone used
Used
it?
deodorants? Absolutely. Where do you think I got that from?
You buy your own
Hey,
deodorant.
Justin, welcome.
You buy your own deodorant.
It's
Catherine
not mine.
BX, how you doing? Wayne, Metal Over Madness. Pilgrim's in the house, obviously. Stickler, good morning, everybody. Well, happy Canada Day weekend and happy 4th of July weekend.
Yeah,
I got my flag back
yeah,
there.
you have. Yeah, I've got mine there because we let you go, didn't we? Yeah, no, we let you go.
As a
That's got
proper
nothing to do with
American, I have
anything.
too many flags around. That's some kind of complaint about us, I
Stars and
guess.
stripes.
Yep. Madonna's used Ron. Ooh, oh, man. Well, good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk, as you all know. Or don't, if you're new. I don't know. We sit around and we drink some coffee and we talk about World of Tanks and gaming in general, life sometimes. Pilgrim tells lies about his career, as
do?
do I, and it's outstanding. What? Yeah,
And
buy
this is
that.
tea. This is not coffee.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. That's right.
You,
Yeah.
what do you mean you forgot about it? You threw it in the Boston Harbour. You gained independence from us over this, and you forgot about it. Seriously?
We didn't like tea that much. That's what happened, I think.
Well, that's the trouble. Isn't it? King George is still peed off with all of you because we'll have a King George in the next 100 years again.
Oof. Yeah.
Son of, will you?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. That depends on how long these. I mean, they seem to last long recently, anyway.
Well, yeah, no, yeah.
At least the ones that didn't abdicate immediately seem to last a while.
Yeah.
All
Lasting
right.
a long time.
Yeah, so it's been a good weekend, man. I was telling Pilgrim before we came on, I went bowling yesterday. It's been about 10 years since I bowled 10 pin.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 10 whole years you've not done 10 pin bowling. Is there a correlation here?
I don't know. I used to, actually I did a lot when I was younger. I played leagues, and in college I still, because I went to a local college, I still played in the same league. So I had a ball in the whole 9 yards. But it's been a long time.
The thing is, they are family events, 10 pin bowling, aren't they? And it's all like, I mean, we sort of, we've, in the UK, it's got bigger and bigger over the years. It used to be crown green bowling in my day. You used to have the flat tap and the grass, and you used the old, but now 10 pin bowling is a family day out, isn't it? And it's all the high fives and everything else, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's all very American.
it's a local lane that got wiped out by the hurricane, and they just now opened up 4 years later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's the only one in town. So we went over there. Some of the people we went with know the owner a little bit, so we went in there and supported the opening. It was full of people. We had a good time. I was telling you that all the kids are home from college, so we had a bunch of the kids that 10 years ago they'd have all been 8, 9, 10, raging around.
Yeah.
They all knew it. They all know each other, and they grew up with each other. So it was cool to get everybody
Wow. It's
together.
a big old sesh, really, then.
Yeah. My RNG was good, actually. I got the good initial RNG like you do when you initially buy a premium.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That one.
I didn't play very well. I got a 140 on the first game, and the last two were like 117 and 114, which is not. That's terrible.
Not great, is it?
No,
It's terrible,
that's
that,
awful.
isn't it?
But I don't know. I throw a fingertip ball, and they don't have those at those. The public balls
Yeah.
are just the whatever. So I don't know. I was
So
getting better.
do you do the Homer Simpson sort of like 2 foot shuffle when you do it?
No.
No, you don't.
I throw a curve too, so it takes a while to get it dialed back in. I have all kinds of excuses.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, it was a lot of fun. Let's see. Channel News Hunter Battle Challenge. I did finish the T-77. I did all right with that. At the end of the day, it was about a 57% win rate or something like that. But not a great. Yeah, but it wasn't a great DPG. It's kind of interesting. So I think I won some.
That is interesting.
Won some I didn't probably deserve to win because it was only 1,600, and that's not That's probably not really a 57% win rate DPG at tier 8.
No, not quite.
It's all right, I'll take it. I walked away from it. Off we go. I did finish the K91 PT as well. I did not get to 50%. In fact, I
didn't?
No, I backslid. Glad to be done with that thing.
Yeah.
Might reattack.
Although I bet Diablo will tell you different, won't he?
Yeah, he loves
You know what
it.
I mean?
Yeah,
He loves it.
He loves that
Yeah.
thing. Yep. What else is going on? We got next stream, guys. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow's a busy day. We're having a party. I might stream a little bit, maybe even slightly earlier than normal. We'll see. It is a holiday, so maybe I can get a couple 3 hours in there and goof off a bit. So we may do
General's permission needed.
Yep. I still have to clean the porch. I mowed the lawn yesterday. Usually I do it every other week, but I actually wanted it to look good for the party, so I had to do it again. My God, it was hot yesterday. Man.
It's always hot in Florida.
I know,
Have you tried
but
the UK?
yesterday was super special spicy, and I mowed the lawn, and man, I was going to do the hedge trimming and other stuff, but couldn't do it. It was rough.
Because it was just too warm.
Yeah.
Did you need this? Do you want me to send you the used?
No, that's no use until after.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah. It's no use until. Man, it was hot, but we got her done. Looks nice. So maybe
Michelle
Monday,
said
guys.
it was Fred Flintstone. That was it. Fred Flintstone with the 10-pin bowling. And he then does a
Oh,
spot
that's
curve.
right. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. It was, yeah. Can I just give a shout out to Catherine, because
You bet.
she's the Daisy coder for the new server that's coming up. She's the main person who's sorting it out, so I'm sure it's going to be top dog. Thanks for letting me give a shout out. Well done.
Yeah, Catherine, we were
done.
just talking about that. So, I'll be back in August. Pilgrim will be back from vacation in August, and we'll do some videos, do some streaming. Keep us obviously through Pilgrim. Keep us up to date, and we'll get some advertising going on, man.
Yeah, and we'll broaden our channel outlook as well. That's the big thing, and your channel outlook.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be super cool.
Yeah.
Custom zones, nice. All right, cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Where were we?
Diablo's doing a campaign. Oh,
What?
is he
No.
talking about the Clan Wars? Yeah, we'll discuss that a little later.
Yeah. That's coming up, isn't it? That's to be fair. Well, when we talk about it, we'll talk about it. But it looks quite good for a clan war thing.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Oh, good. Join G. Right on, man. I guess I need to do that sometime, but I don't know. It's just such a time sink.
Yeah.
But
And you've got to be there every time. You can't just miss it
Yeah.
out. You just
hey,
can't.
thanks for the follow, Howlin' Wolf. Maybe, as it's the empty nester thing as the boy goes off to college. Maybe this year I might be able to sneak some in at some point. No coffee talk. I think I gave you guys the wrong dates for some reason. I don't know why I was doing this, but no coffee talk.
Because my vacation runs those dates, I think.
Are you gone the 10th? Are you not here?
No, I'm here this Sunday, but
Okay.
I leave Sunday night.
Okay.
Earlier class.
So the 17th and 24th of August, no coffee talk. That's the actual true dates. And I'll be on vacation from the 11th to 26th. I will have videos coming out on the YouTube channel, guys. We just won't have any streaming or anything like that. There you have it. That absence makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Well, yeah. Apart from me, obviously, nobody's fond of me, are they? The Hobbit.
The Hobbit saves the day, man.
Well, yeah, I'm off
The
on an
Hobbit-
adventure, aren't I? I'm going to come back to the Shires, and they're going to really rip into me because I'm on a 2-week adventure next
Holy
week.
crap! I just put 2 and 2 together.
I made 5.
Yeah, but I just realized something. You haven't been quite honest with us.
Oh,
I believe you.
Oh, no, I haven't.
I think you went on an adventure.
yes.
Put the finger up.
Yes. This is the injury I received from
Goll-
going on an adventure.
That's where you had the one ring and Gollum bit your finger.
He did. Well, actually, yes, I put the ring on the finger.
That's right.
Yes, that's right. And Gollum did a snap, and then I
Yeah.
managed to save the ring. I kept the ring, though.
No, you don't keep the ring. Ring's supposed to go into Mountain Doom.
No, no, no. I threw the wedding ring into the mountain.
Oh, good lord!
House Jonas about to burst in
I'm,
here.
I'm about to say that you're about to get the one eye.
If that light goes off, I will get the one eye. You can
Yeah,
guarantee that. It's the
yeah.
doorbell to that door.
You're about to get the Eye of Sauron burning through your skull.
I feel it already, just there.
Ooh. Okay, vacation 11th to 26th. Like I said, I think that's it for channel news, guys. Let's move on. I think it's time for
Is it time? Are we ready for that? Oh,
get
yes.
the blue
Here we
lights
go.
on,
Blue
fellas.
lights special.
Turn
Get in
on the
there.
blue lights.
Woohoo!
We actually have kind of some cool stuff here, I guess.
Well,
If you're in the
yeah.
if you're in the purchasing mood, as it were. Let's get this called up. Boom. All right. So what do we got? We've got some styles, and we're going to give away this 4-pack today, fellas. So I'm giving away
Yes.
a 4-pack O styles. We'll do that
That is
later.
cool. That is cool.
They're kind of interesting. I think 2 of them are old though. Although I don't know, are they all new? I'm not sure.
Well, no, they look new to me because I'm sure you've got you've got a Confederate, not a Confederate. Oh, that's the wrong war. You've got
Cancel.
a red coat and a blue coat, haven't you? You've got a red coat
Cancel.
and a blue
Cancel.
coat. Yeah, cancel the Confederate.
Isn't this one old though? Dominion. I think I have the Dominion one.
Oh, do you?
I
Okay,
think
that
so.
could be
I
it then.
think that's. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just a different Canadian camo, but it's pretty cool. And then we've got redcoats and revolutionaries. It's really kind of
Revolutionary.
hard to tell the difference, actually.
Yeah.
I don't really know where it switches. Right there, I think it switches to redcoats. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I think the revolutionaries are blue. Is that correct? Let's go back here. Yes, there you go.
Yes, they
All
are.
right.
Yeah, the blue,
So there
aren't
you go.
they? Red coats and blue coats, isn't it?
So that's the difference on those two. Let's see. Bitwise, what's happening? So we've got that. We have, and you can buy several versions of it. You can get just the Star Spangled and Dominion, or just the Red Coat and Revolutionary, or all four. That, frankly, $10 is not bad. That seems reasonable. $250 per camo. 27 seems outrageous. For
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, I don't mind that sort of pricing. That's a cool pricing for a skin, I think.
yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense to me, really, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you have it. We will give away this 4-pack, though. There's also the 3D camo for the E75 TS, which I looked up, guys. The E75 TS is a top 15 to 20 tank. I don't think it's nearly as good performing as a lot of people think, but it is a
No, I
it is a
think there's
good
a
one.
false security with the bed springs on it, I think,
Yeah,
which is why people tend to stick themselves in this.
it is a good tank, but I don't think it is truly as good as a lot of people say.
Yeah.
Still, top 15 or 20, considering how many tier 8s there are, makes it actually objectively good.
Yeah.
So then we have to have that argument about, is good the top 10 and you ignore the rest, or are you happy to have a top 50% tank? I don't know. This is not great.
Yes. Yeah.
This one is not great, the T27.
No.
Little autoloader, dude. It's got a kind of cool 3D style, but what do they want for this thing? 39
Well, it's a lot of
bucks?
money. It's a lot of money.
Doesn't
I
30
mean, what's your standard price for it? It's got to be $40, is it? $45?
Yeah, that sounds high. There's nothing else on this either. It's just the tank.
Just a standard, isn't it?
I mean,
want
the TS is 42. That's weird.
Yeah.
What is the T44-100 is 49? Did they increase their prices again?
I feel like they did, because I'm not recognizing these prices. You get a mind's eye of the pricing. I'm
Right.
not recognizing this pricing. I feel like that's gone up.
That's
I
odd.
feel like this is a cost of living exercise by Wargaming.
How is the what am I missing here, honestly? $50?
Yeah.
For the basic 44-100? Are they actually kidding? 42 for a tier 8 heavy. What is going on here? There's nothing else with this package, is there? No.
No. It's,
What?
well, I don't know how they're pricing that. I mean, the price in the TS at $100 for the top package. near as damn it $100. What's it, 80 odd pounds?
Bitwise says the T44 is always high. I guess I hadn't noticed it. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. That's
Oh, maybe
super.
so, maybe so, yeah.
That's super silly. Hold on, let's check something out here.
Yeah, they're all saying it in chat that the cost of pixels has gone up. I know, Stickler. Pixels are tied to oil. I've had an official.
Where's the T44 100 performance-wise? Nope, don't see it. There it is.
That's way down.
Top 20, I guess. Where is it
Top
here? DPG. I mean, is it really worth it? Oh boy. That's... Huh. Well, I don't know. I don't recommend it for that much.
No. There are better. Well, mediums out there that you can do. You know, when you can do a good job in, you don't need this. If you got to do tier 8 mediums, then do the grind.
You know, they
It's
went through that whole
solid.
reduced prices thing a couple of years back, or whenever it was, and everything seemed to be a little more reasonable compared to its
Yeah.
performance and whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess there's also the metric of popularity.
Well,
which-
how popular is it though? That's the thing.
I don't know how much does it get played. Maybe it gets played a lot. Let's find out. Is it one of the most played? No. Holy cow! Where is it? It's down here. 45,000 games in the last 60 days. So not really.
No.
I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
wrap my mind around that. Anyway, there you go. It's expensive.
Yeah.
That's a kind of strange price point for that.
Strange
Like
price point,
for
yeah.
example, you can get this. You can get the Scorpion G for 37 and 25 times 5s.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're in the market to buy yourself a premium tank, that would probably be one of the last I would buy, to be honest. A tier 8, you know what I mean?
But I mean,
Probably.
this is a credit printer right here, the Scorpion G.
Yeah,
And it's only
yeah.
37 plus you get the missions.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, I'm sort of not buying that Bitwise. The more I look at the stats and how tanks are performing and do the comparisons and stuff, again, it goes back to what's a good tank.
yeah,
That's an average tank, average
Yeah.
premium.
yeah.
It just isn't performing. We'd have to look at
I mean,
we'd have to look at the.
yeah, exactly. I don't know whether you get it's a credit grinder or what. You know what I mean? But it'll be a crew trainer, but that'll be about it.
You'd have to look at the graphs and see if better players overperform in it. I suspect maybe that might be true, but I don't have the stuff in front of me, so I'm not sure.
Right.
I know it's fairly comfortable to play. I don't know, man. That's weird.
It's certainly not that sort of price point comfortable, is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stoic Silence says next step nerf well performing tech tree tanks so everyone gives up buys premiums. Oh, wait.
What? We're getting there.
Doesn't that already happen?
We're getting there. We will get there. That's on the plate.
Yeah.
It's on the plate.
Yeah. It's on the paper.
It is on the plate. All right, the tank that destroyed the game. You can get that
Yeah.
for $41. Arguably a much better tank performance-wise than the 4400. $34 for a Renegade, a clearly superior performing tank. Obviously,
You got to put your money.
we're comparing mediums to heavies, but
I know,
still,
but yeah, if you're going to put your money anywhere, you're going to put it into something that's going to give you the comeback after spending that money, isn't it?
Now here's the clearest example of the silliness of that price point. Lanson is $27.
Yeah.
The 44-100 is nearly twice as much as this other tier 8, and frankly, I think their performance is not that far off from each other. I was looking at the Lanson actually this morning to figure. There it is. It's right here. So it's not too far off. DPG, how we doing, Lanson? Lanson T44-100. Oh, okay. Frags. Lanson. Where's the 44-100? Uh-oh. There it is. Right above it. Damage ratio. Lanson. 44. Now, that has to do with hit points, so there's some wiggle room in that. Anyway, Similar. They're almost exactly the same place on the performance charts in the last 60 days, and one is $20 plus more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to say, there's some weird pricing going on there.
Well, Bitwise, that's a great point, and maybe that's part of it. God, that's manipulative, isn't it? That's pretty good, though. I hadn't considered that. I suppose that's very possible. That way, people go, "Ooh, look at the Lancet; it performs the same. Let me get that thing."
Yeah, yeah, because it's slightly more niche, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Lancet. So
But I don't know if that makes you buy more tanks. You know, what I mean? Unless you go, "Ooh, it's such a good deal," and then now you're looking for deals like that. I don't know, man. There's a lot of marketing and psychology going on there. So there you go. Those are the tanks that are for sale. There's a couple good ones in there. I'm surprised by the Lancet. Lancet used to be quite popular, and I think its legend is still sort of coasting on its own legend, but it's actually not that great right now.
Yeah, yeah. I think like anything, it's come out. It was played initially. It created an impact, and then it's just settled into the dust, hasn't it? It's sort of sat back on its haunches, just relaxing now.
Yeah. All right, I think there's nothing else new here. The T75, like you talked about. E75TS.
Yeah.
Nothing really new to discuss on that. And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Some styles knocking around,
Yep.
Skodas and that, but that's about it. And they got the indomitable war chest. Buy one today for
War
70. Well,
chest.
what is it? $90 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get
What?
less than $50 of
Yeah.
for less.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Do not do
Go
that.
buy yourself 10 million credits. Oh
Never
no, wait,
buy.
you can win those in game. Hang on a minute.
Never buy the war chest. It's horrible. It's a horrible deal.
Yeah.
All right.
We're done.
I think that's that, but we have some other stuff.
We do.
Are we there yet? Is the code.
Yeah, do you want me to type it in?
Sure. Thank you. Are we there yet? That is going to tie into Road Trip or whatever it's called, which we might as well get into right now. All right, Road Trip, guys. There's a link right. Where is it? Take the World of Tanks Summer Road Trip right here. It's an article on the front page. Click on that. Go to this where you'll get some information on the road trip, and then go to Information Hub where you'll get the same information on the.
Yeah. Whoa,
But-
no more gaming. Click, 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 click. That out.
But you have to go to this other page, although it is an embedded page. It looks like it's not a separate. Well, there you go. This time, for whatever reason, they didn't do a separate web page for it. All right, join a trip. So today you can do that. If you were confused why that wasn't working before, it's because the joining a trip or red or blue, or I don't really understand what they mean by join a trip, but you're going to pick a team, basically. Red or blue. Ostensibly, I guess, red for the Redcoats and blue for the Revolutionaries. So you click on that, and it might be that I can't do that anymore because I already did it. No. Wait, I'm wrong. You got to go down. Where is it? Oh my gosh.
Go right down.
There it is.
Click
Historical
on that button.
reenactment. Historical
Yeah.
reenactment.
Yeah. Scroll down, and then you got a choice to pick.
I don't know why it's called
Yeah.
historical reenactment, other than we're talking about maybe it's Redcoats and
Well, they've tied it into your Freedom Day, haven't they?
yeah. But what does that have to do with the road trip?
I've no idea. Did you not do a road trip during the this period of divorcing yourself from the United Kingdom?
Oh, Wayne. See, I was going to try to get through this, Wayne, without denigrating their UI website design, but I'd be hard pressed to deny what you said is true. This particular part did not open until July 3rd. That was confusing people. Anyway, it is July 3rd. It is open. Now go down here. Join red or blue team. I joined the blue team. Let's see what happens if I do it again. There's a code. Nice. Okay, great. And you click on the code. Now I've redeemed it twice. I don't know if that does anything. And now I have access to a mission.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't know where that is. I looked for it.
I don't know
couldn't
what
find
mission
it.
it is.
I don't know.
No idea.
Let's go look for it. Maybe it's there. I did log out and log in. I don't know if that helped me or not. I know it irritated me.
Never.
All right,
We
so
don't always have this.
let's go here. Let's go ahead and take a look in the missions while we try to sort this out. The mission phase runs 4 to 7. Complete the mission as many times as you can. Okay, there you go. So if you were scrolly down to road trip, now we have these 3 missions. I don't know what mission I opened up. I don't know. I don't see it. Whatever it was. I'm not sure. These were already here from what I could tell.
Right. So they haven't just appeared as if by magic.
Yeah. So you get top 10, then you get a mile, I believe.
Right.
Or a token for a mile, or a break disc
No,
token.
you get a mile for logging in.
You get a mile for logging in.
Yeah. Just open the game up. You get a mile.
Okay. But if you do this, you get a break disc token. But is that a mile? And then you get a leaflets token. Is that a mile, or is that something different?
I don't know. It's so
I have 10.
complicated.
I have 10 of 0. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
I've
How many times have you logged in today? 10 times. There you go.
I have received 10 of 0 break disc tokens. What the hell does 10 of 0 mean? I think what it means.
We get keys.
I believe that's their way to say I've done that 10 times. I think. But I don't know that.
Probably.
So anyway, how do you know how many miles you have? I don't know.
Where do you go to get that?
Uh-huh.
Is it linked to Battle Pass?
Sure, right on. Yeah, why not?
You press on Battle Pass and
I
it'll
don't
tell
know.
you in there.
Maybe. Could be.
Because everything is linked to Battle Pass these days.
Well,
everything.
sure. Yeah, it just all makes total sense to me, I guess.
You buy the T44-100, you get a link to Battle Pass.
All right, hold on. We'll try to break this down some more. All kidding aside.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Well, let me get this all sorted out so we can see what's going on. Yeah. Okay.
Valdez says it's the bottom of the leaderboard.
It is yeah, we're going to get to the leaderboard. I'm trying to get back to road trip. All right, there we go. So I don't need you. I need you. All right. Anywho, join a team. Because this little sidebar competition gets you a 2D style. So that's the whole reason you did that, is to get a thingamajobber, another 2D style. First time chat, non-offensive nickname. Fantastic. That is a very milquetoast nickname. I like it. Love to know why 6 cents doesn't work sometimes and what. Well,
first of all, you got to put it on your tank.
Let me educate you a little bit on that. Number 1 possibility, your commander's dead. That's happened to me.
Yeah.
Number 2 possibility, you got killed before it went off. Sometimes you can be killed before it goes off. Number 3 possibility, you got blind shot. You were in a spot people know. Whether it's a bush or you shot them and hit them and then they used the direction indicator and they fired back using the correct elevation and the map that they can see. So that's another possibility. Anybody else got any others? There's some others in there. So there's definitely reasons. Okay, let's go back to this leaderboard. Let's find my name and see how many miles I have. I wonder if it's 10.
Just put mine in, I've got nothing. I can't believe that. You can't find me. What?
What? I have 7. Oh, maybe it's not updated?
I don't exist.
Why do I have 10 tokens but only 7 miles? They must not have updated it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, if you're on the leaderboard, you get some stuff. Then if we go, let's see if to the store. I know this is convoluted, guys, but it just is. Now if you go back to the store or the depot, so go to the depot, go to the little parachute, go to the road trip gift shop. This is where you get your stuff. I have 10. All right, so now that's making sense. The 10 tokens, as I think it was Cliffy or Bitwise, whoever said that, is the break disc. I'm glad they didn't call it miles.
Yeah, because that would be confusing.
Would be ridiculous.
I mean, who would?
So I have 10 token brake disc miles. All right, fellas, 10 token brake disc miles. This is the one I'm after first. Need to get another 5, and I can crank it. Now, so are you able to do as many miles as you can in a day? No, it's 10, right? Is that
10?
Is it 10?
Yeah.
Okay, 10 a day. Based on that, 10 a day is based on this. Now I have this mission, part 2,
Right.
but it's unavailable.
Right.
So I need token mile disc. I need a leaflets. Okay, I got a complete road trip part 1. But I did complete it 10 times. So I don't know.
I don't know. I've got a drops claim. Thank you very much.
So all right, is it because there's another thing to click? Hold the phone. You're not done clicking yet. All right, there's more clicking. Let me get back to it. I know we're going to break this down in an easily understood, straightforward fashion. Come back up to here. How it works. If only that was true. Let's see. Collect miles. Okay, got it. 10 destinations. Yep, hold on, because that's important. Log in on the page, click the new location, and get a free mile. 3 in-game missions are available each day. Each one gives you a mile. But one of them you can do 10 times, and then it never unlocks the other ones. So, that seems good. Yeah. All right, this map. You can click on these places. We've had 3 days so far. So, you've got to go to this map, and you have to click on this dude, because it takes you to a code.
I've given up already. I've lost the will to live.
Hold on, I forgot to tell you. You got to click on the code as well. There's another click. All right, so you click on the code, and then you get whatever that was, which I don't know.
Whatever it is.
I think it gives you a mile. I don't know.
Don't know. I can't even get my name in there. It doesn't recognise me. I don't exist according to Wargame.
So if I redeem the code, I get... You successfully claimed you can now log into the game to access your redeemed content. I don't know what it was, and nothing ever came up. It gives a mile.
Dear, oh dear.
Oh wait, hold on. I think I'm breaking this code a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay. Doesn't really give a mile, I think. I have 7 miles on the leaderboard.
Right.
I have 3 miles from these things.
Oh, okay.
So my ass assumption is that here, when I go to the depot and I look at my gift shop totals, I have a total of 10 coin mile tokens, leaflet,
whatever, leaflets,
whatever,
Himmelsdorf,
brake discs,
things.
Odd dogs come up as expired. That's exactly right.
He's living in the future. He's in 2023.
He's a time traveler. Odd dog has time traveled into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Guys, I
don't know. I've just lost the will to breathe. I just want to stop breathing right now. I don't know. What's that all about?
Key disc token perk. Himmels.
Yeah,
Dorf.
Himmels.
All right, so is that clear, guys? You got that sorted? Everybody understand how road trip works?
Oh, yeah.
All right, all kidding aside.
Click.
All kidding aside, go to the enactment thing, pick a bloody team, and if your team wins, you get a 2D style, theoretically. Make sure you go to this map, dude, and you click on these guys. You can see how they're kind of highlighted. The bus has not. I thought, when did this thing start? Friday? Saturday? Sunday. Right. So this should be Mondays. And then you've got more. The clouds are obscuring. Although, are you going to... Yeah, they're covering up whatever it is. This one's not covered up, though. I don't know why. Maybe it's not part of the trip. I don't know. Anyway, click on those for whatever good that is. I think it gives you another mile. And then, when you get your miles from playing and from clicking, always click, 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 click. Come down here, go to your depot, parachute guy, and get yourself some goodies. It's free. Despite the silliness of it, there's free goodies in there you can get. I am waiting for this because I'm covering it up. Sorry, fellas. I'm waiting for this guy right here, which is the 50% credit bonus thing. You can do that twice, which means you get a whole 2 of them. Oh, well, that's not as good a deal as I thought. This one says 2 reserves. I don't know how many you get here. Maybe it's 2. That would be nice. Probably is 2.
See, I've done all that clicking.
Yeah.
And I've got 1 disc token road mile break door thing.
Mm-hmm.
1. I don't have 10. I don't know what's going on.
You got 1.
I got 1.
I wonder if you can't go back and click those and get your miles. Do you have to do it the day of? Anybody know that? Stickler's got 13 miles. Excellent. He's 2 miles away.
Oh, it started yesterday then.
No, it started Friday, I believe. Because 3 of those
that's
things.
Why I've only got 1.
Yeah.
All right, because I can't claim 2 days worth. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right, I'll live with that. Well,
there you go, guys. Clear as mud.
Oh yeah.
Clear as mud.
Oh yeah.
What else we got? Are we there yet? Road trip. This is also important if you want 500 gold. The Kilavra, whatever it is, code. There is a 3D style. I think it's the 430U. Somebody correct me in chat if I'm wrong on which one it is. It's one of the Soviet Tier 10 medium 3D styles. Has a very verboten. Well, that's actually pretty good because it is a V. There's a verboten V on it that, because of current political climate, is being used by one side, and it's been removed. To get your 500 gold, though, you have to go to your email that's connected to your game and click on the link.
Yeah, of course you do.
So go to your email, find that, click that, and then you'll have to log in unless you've already got the auto login thing. I tried to do it from my phone, and I don't remember my password. I have it written down here, but so I had to come to this computer, and it's auto logged in, or whatever you want to call it, remembered, I suppose. In any event, you've got to go to your email. It's just not automatic. I don't know why. Don't ask me.
See, I've got that on my tank, the Kilavra, and it's been adjusted, so there's now an X2 on it.
An X2?
Yeah, there's no V on it.
Are you sure that X2 wasn't there, and that's just part of what wasn't changed?
Possibly that was already there then, but
Yeah.
there's no V on it now. Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose, to a large extent, that's probably them hoping some people just won't bother or don't see it or forget.
Oh yeah.
You know, non-offensive, if you send me if you put the replay into whatreplays.eu, I think it is, and send me the link, I'm happy to look at it for you. Maybe we can come up with something. I'm not saying it didn't work. I don't know, sometimes. But most of the time I've looked into stuff like that and asked other people who are a little smarter in the game than I am, I nearly always, if not always, to be quite honest, find a plausible and probably the correct answer.
It's worth looking into. If you've got a concern like that, yeah, why not? I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking into it.
Yeah.
But just on as a complete aside, my 430U has the Snow Maidens as a crew, and I've just tipped it to 6 crew skills each. Wow, that's my first 6 crew skill crew.
Nice.
That is cool. Yeah, that's cool. I can't believe that, man. I've just had a quick look and I went, oh, wow.
All right, what other news do we got here? I think that's it for missions and specials, unless you got anything else you wanted to chuck out there, Pilgrim.
No, I'm struggling with.
Let's take a quick dive into the rest of the stuff that's in the UI, though, and see if there's any salient points there. I don't think there are, but let's find out. Go to missions here. Sheridan's on track. We got Battle Pass. I'm actually done with that. Crew is crucial. That's the weekend, so you've got the good crew stuff going on, and some kits and other goodies. Watch Salute, standard stuff for the vets. On track multipliers, community hunting is standard. Watt Salute again. Okay. There's 2 Watt Salutes. Okay. Anyway, I don't have the energy for that. Road trip. That's what we were talking about. I don't know why this is unavailable. I guess I have to do this once and then this opens up. But yesterday I played a bit. These never opened up. Why do they not open up? Someone help me here. What is going on with that? It says I don't have any leaflets token. Can be received for completion of the following mission, Road Trip Part 1. Oh, I wonder, did I not ever do a total of 10 of these? Or how does that work? It only says 0 of 1. Cobra 665, hello. I don't know why I'm not able to do those other missions. I can't figure that out. Anyway, I've spent too much time on that. Road Trip's there. This is Commander AF's mission. You're going to get some cola and some other stuff. Remember, that's the code. Are we there yet? Synthwaves is the Prime gaming thing. U100's on track, and monthly Twitch drops. Oh, okay, so I'm getting close to getting my other Twitch drops token. That being said, guys, remember, for in the depot, if you go here, you've also got the Twitch drop store. Click on that, and you can get other goodies. So I've been collecting all these other things. Oh, good, I get to get one. What do I want?
Oh yeah, pick it.
I'm actually gonna take these because I don't have enough crew and whatever the other one was. Oh, it went away. Oh, it goes away if you have 0. That's funny.
Oh.
So I guess if I get 1 coin, it'll come back. I don't know.
Oh yeah, possibly. Yeah, it's not in there now.
Why would it go away?
Ooh. I don't know.
Why does Wargaming makes this Sunday morning chat so difficult sometimes?
Oh yes, exactly that. There was earlier on in the chat. It said there was less clicks required to send man to the moon, which is probably true because they actually sent man to the moon on a calculator computer, didn't they? On a computer that's probably no more bone power than one of today's calculators.
Whew. All right. So I'll play a little bit today, and we'll see if we can get those things to come off to open up the other missions. I'm pretty sure I checked yesterday, and none of the number 2 and 3 never got done. And maybe I didn't play enough. I'm not sure how it goes, to be honest with you. Let's move on to subjects du jour.
Indeed.
Subjects of the day. That's French, by the way. Patch.
Is it?
I think so. Du jour.
Didn't sound an awful French to me.
Well, I can't speak French.
French.
I don't speak French. I can say French fries. That's not French.
No, it's not because they're American.
French toast, which is just toast and egg batter.
Yeah,
delicious.
We call them eggy slices. From Liverpool, right? When you're up in Birkenhead,
eggy slice. See,
ask for an eggy slice.
You guys have some of the silliest words.
Well, it's a slice of bread with egg on it, so it's an eggy slice, isn't it?
Yeah.
What makes it French toast? Do Frenchmen dip it in egg and stick it in a toaster?
I need my brelly. I need my brelly.
Yeah,
my brelly.
Exactly.
And I need my. What are the rain shoes called?
Wellies.
I need my wellies and my brelly.
That's
all the words have that like sing-song, rhymey thing going on.
Yeah, that's it. It's welly boots. Get me wellies on. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you're going to put your gigs on, you put your gigs on, and then you put your sambas on, and then you go out. So what am I talking about there? If you get
I don't know. What is a gig?
A gig is a pair of sunglasses, right?
Yeah.
And your sambas are a pair of 3-stripe Adidas trainers, which all Scousers wear. So you get your gigs on, you get your sambas on, and you go out, mates.
Because you got your going to town stuff on.
That's it. Yeah. And if you're wearing clothes that are old-fashioned, you get called Antwacky. Hey, mate, you're looking Antwacky today. Old-fashioned clothing. Or anything that's old-fashioned, you know. Antwacky. Hey, he's Antwacky him.
Every time I
What
go
do you
to
mean,
England and I go to a pub I don't go to discos, but as we walk by and I see the young people, the whole place is 20 years behind anyway.
Well, 20 years behind what?
Whatever's going on over here, usually. Not that I'm involved in any of what's going on over here.
Whatever's going on over here.
When it goes to
like
fashion,
you know.
I have clothes in my closet older than some of the people watching this, probably.
Yeah, but if you hang on to them long enough, they come back in fashion. So those
That's true.
Gatwick collars, and your flares with the 3-button waistband and your stepped heels, they'll all be back in. You'll have to have a mullet and curly hair though.
Yeah. Business in front and party in the rear. Okay, common test. Not much going on with this thing, man. And it says that. Actually, I saw it somewhere else. But anyway, this is mostly technical stuff. Maybe it might be the global map stuff as well, which we'll talk about in a minute. But there's really nothing in the common test so far. Just fixing issues. So it's kind of a nothing patch. Unless some of these issues are plaguing you, in which case it might be a good patch.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's very much around the technical side, and there's something with global and all that sort of stuff in there. So
there's not a whole lot going on with that thing.
No.
That brings us to the July preview,
Yeah.
which is becoming less and less of a useful article.
Does he tell you nothing?
The
They
referral.
don't want to commit.
The referral program. Yeah, exactly. Referral program. Okay, great. Battle Pass. Yep. Assembly Shop. Did you know that's still going? It goes to July 11th.
I didn't realise. No, no, you say it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can still assemble your 780. Anybody know how many are left?
Can't be that many, surely. Surely they've all gone now. I don't know. Where would you find out?
Well, if you haven't bought it, go to the assembly shop on your client if you've got it open.
No, I've just shut the client down.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, I've got a potato of a computer. I can only run one thing at a time.
About 5,500. Thanks, Oxford. Appreciate that.
There you go.
The nerfs and buffs are in super test, I believe, not common test. So those are all very early numbers. We'll talk about what they're looking like right now. But yes, all that stuff could change. But they've got a long list that I'll show you, and we'll talk about on what's going to get changed. Prime Gaming thing is going on the synth waves until July 29th. All right, Road Trip, which we just discussed. On track, we've got the E100, the Sheridan, 4005, and then UDA's 1560. We have Watt Salute, which has been going on for a while. Weekly Watcher Drops, which is the Twitch thing, which has been going on. These are the weekends. The 8th to the 12th is right now. No, that's next week. That will be a weekend challenge. Zero details on what that means.
Yeah.
The 15th to 19th is team effort. Zero details. The 16th to 24th, last year they had a similar thing to Road Trip where there was some.
Yeah.
Where there were some, I don't know, web pages to click on.
Really?
Yeah, so.
That's novel. That's a new idea.
So
introduced.
The next Click event is on the July 16th, the 24th weekend. And then the 22nd to 26th is Choose Your Difficulty, which we sort of just did. Zero details on what any of those are. And then this is my favorite right here. The sales that are coming up. All they give is a nationality and the tier.
Yeah. Yeah. Work it out yourself. That's what they say. They're so bloody lazy. They just go, work it out yourself. We can't be bothered. We don't care. Just work it out yourself, player base. Just get on with it. Crying out loud. Why should we bother?
I think some of that might be because in the past they've changed it for whatever reasons, marketing or I don't know why. They've advertised stuff they didn't end up selling for some reason, which I'm trying to come up with a
reason.
Well, yeah. Why? What possible reason would there be to go? All right, we're advertising this tank on this weekend, and then go, oh man, we don't have enough. We're low on stock on those.
Yeah, we're running out of pixels. What are we going to do? Well, I'll not sell that tank then.
I've only got 5 T-44-100s in the garage, so let's charge $50 for those.
Yeah.
I don't
I've no
know.
idea. Or maybe the person who codes the particular prizes are on vacation, so they can't do it, you know?
So let's go through the sequence of events on how we got to this, because if you remember, and I know that the CCs were complaining about it and the community was complaining about it, they were complaining that the sales were not being advertised so they could plan what they wanted to buy for people who have to plan their finances.
Yeah.
Which, fair play, fair enough, you know.
Yeah.
So the company reacted and went, okay. And they started advertising the tanks they would sell, and people could plan it out and have an idea.
Oh, excuse me.
Which was fine. That went on for a while. And then they started changing them and removing them on occasion, or sometimes frequently.
Yeah.
And now we're to a situation where somebody else has come in, obviously, and went, well, you know what? We don't know. We're just going to put a nationality in a tier. At which point I say, well, don't you have to kind of know? You say Soviet tier 8. Are we just going to make a game time decision on which tier 8 it is?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that doesn't provide a form of flexibility because it's just a pixel thing. So it's not like you have to physically have X amount of the things that you're selling, and so therefore you increase the flexibility by not naming what it is you sell.
Well,
it's
that's
pixels for crying
clearly
out loud.
Yeah.
You've got billions of them. So what's the score?
But I think the timeline and genesis of that is hilarious. Pain point.
Yes.
Pain point brought up by customers. Pain point fixed by company. Fix slowly devolves and degenerates. Company says screw it, and now they're not doing what the people asked for. That was the pain point, and here we are.
Yeah.
And now somebody is spending time writing this out and advertising and putting it on the webpage.
Nobody who complained about not knowing what the sales are going to be are going to allocate money against the Italian tier 8 coming. Well, I don't know. Which one is it? I don't want that one now.
Well, if you said Italian, in some cases, if you say Italian tier 8, you got a pretty damn good idea of which two it is.
Well, yes, you have actually. Yes, there's not that many, but take that across the board.
Point taken, though. Soviet tier 8.
Yeah.
Good luck guessing that one, right?
Absolutely. And so you plan your finances. You go, right, I'm going to put whatever to one side because I want that tank, and it comes out it's not that tank that I wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, sod it. I'll go and buy the House General some flowers with this money then. Or something. I don't know.
That might be, Cliffy. That could be part of it. The marketing guys get in there and they do a lot of analysis on things, and then they do a lot of guessing as well. Oftentimes.
Sutak says it's just a nationality of the tank.
Yeah.
Doesn't even get a tier. Yeah, Stoic, I guess there must be some sort of data.
Oh, I fully believe that. Obviously, not every tank is on sale at every time, and they do rotate the good tanks. And I'm sure they have a whole system and the metrics they follow that they look at are and they're going to crunch those, and their marketing guys do what marketing guys do. It's always been my contention, though, that a lot of that is overblown.
Yeah.
And that reducing goodwill by not doing what you said you're going to do or making things obscure hurts your bottom line. But the problem is you can't measure that very well. So marketing guys miss that stuff a lot.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a nebulous thing, but if you squander goodwill, you lose customers.
Well, that's exactly that. I mean, you're quite right. In my company, for example, the marketing people, they work off graphs, data, spreadsheets, blah blah blah. There's no real thing in there. It's not reality. It's figures, and they then get the figures and then decide on what the marketing needs to target next according to the figures. Yeah. But when then you apply common sense or reality to any of that, it sometimes tells you that the figures are a load of rubbish. So I don't,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think I think
that's the art
wargaming is
side. That's the art side of the marketing thing.
yeah. I don't know how many non-CC Spiders know the preview was requested. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I have that corporate memory, right? Because I've been around, and maybe you guys do too. The guys have been around, but I do specifically remember that being something that was asked. I don't think that pain point's gone away. The people who asked for it were probably checking out the sales and seeing what they wanted, but
Yeah,
now it's gone.
yeah.
It's whatever. It's a small thing, and it's not like
No,
tens of
it's a
tens of
small
thousands.
thing. It's a small thing, Guido. But if you combine it with all the other small things that tend to just
That's my
grate on your
point.
nerves,
That's my point. It
it
just
becomes a
becomes
massive deal, doesn't
sure,
it?
yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
just builds up.
yeah.
And ultimately, I guess it doesn't matter. So that being said, it's so useless. Why pay somebody to spend that 15, 20 seconds of their day dicking around with it? Because they're going to have to cord, right? The people who build this page are typically not the people who make the decisions. So emails have to fly around, and I have to have a TPS cover sheet to know which things are being sold, and then we have to have some back and forth, and somebody has to gonkulate it into the website UI and blah blah blah. If you're gonna just make something useless, then don't do it.
Stupid, isn't it? It's a void filler, as we say in the business.
There you go. There you go. And I guess on the one hand, there might be value to the company to make it look like we're doing something when we're
Yeah,
not really doing anything. You know, and that exists. That's everywhere. People that
yeah. It's pretty much predominant in business, isn't it? You can't have non-busy people, so you have to void fill, don't you? You have to have
yeah.
things that have no meaning whatsoever, no end result, but just takes time.
I also remember this little bit right here because when they first started doing these things, they had a couple things change and people got up in arms, and then all of a sudden they put that disclaimer in there: following
Yeah,
events are subject to change without notice.
yeah.
Because they did get, I remember them getting yelled at for that. All right, guys, we've been at it for about an hour. We're going to take a 5 minute break and come back and to subjects du jour. I need a new coffee. I also need to hit the facilities. You guys do the same. Grab a coffee or tea. We'll be back in 5 minutes. All right, we are back. You know, I will say one more thing about that last section we talked about, which it kind of struck me as I was making my coffee. I am not. How do I want to say this? I am not unaware of the fact that the only people who really worry too much about stuff like that, and worry is not a great word, are people like us who've been around a long time and play the game a lot.
Yeah.
Ultimately, more than likely, that level of granularity on what they're doing on their website doesn't freaking matter to 99.9% of the players. So
that's so true.
I do have some self-awareness that for the most
Yeah.
part, that whole discussion is just kind of a fun little discussion amongst the very dedicated players, and probably ultimately doesn't matter that much.
It's close to verging on the old man shouts at clouds level.
I mean, it may be well past that. We may be in the cloud yelling at it while it's obscuring our vision. Stupid cloud.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's where we're at.
Yeah,
we're hanging out in the cloud.
Self-awareness is good. And Wayne, I agree. You know, people who budgeted accordingly, that is a small pain point for them. But you know what? You could also look at the webpage and see what's on sale that day.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, there is that.
Anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, it's a lot of fun to poke people in the eye. And you're right, Cliffy. That's just a small slap. That's a Will. What's his name? The actor that slapped the other actor.
Will Smith.
So that's a Will Smith slap to Chris Rock right there.
Yeah.
Much ado about nothing. All right. Global map, dudes. Global map. So there is a new Clan Wars thing coming up.
Yeah.
And you'll be happy to know, or unhappy to know,
yeah,
depending on where you are and what you want, that there is no chieftain available.
Woohoo! That makes me happy. No more chieftains.
I would like the Caro. Actually, that looks like a pretty fun tank. I would like the Caro.
Doesn't it?
I want 3 of those tanks. I'd like the Caro, I'd like the 7201, and I'd like the 907. I have the 121B. That's bizarre to me that that's actually on the list. You can get that with bonds.
Yeah.
Is that not one of the ones in the bond shop? Bruncy, what's happening?
I think it is the MC. Yeah, he's the other admin from the DayZ server.
Oh, fantastic, man!
Yeah, he's cool. He's
welcome.
with Bond. Cool.
Yeah, we were just discussing, man. We're gonna do some videos and some streaming and stuff, but we'll get more on that later for that new server you guys are chucking up there. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna go VK or the 907, Diablo?
See, 907's not a bad deal, I think.
I played the 907 on the sheriff's account. I don't know if I played the 7201. I need to go play the Caro on the sheriff's account. But those 3 intrigue me. I'd like to get those. I have the M60 and the 121B because you can get those for bonds. I don't really know why they're even there. I mean, I suppose if you're going to play Clan Wars anyway and you've got all the other stuff, then that's an easy way to get it. But I don't know.
Yeah, it is an easy way to get it.
Yeah, and you can build the crest and the prototype. This is what a lot of people are after, though. Right, you're getting the improved turbo, so that's really the only way to get that. So that's
It is the only way. It is the only way you can get it. You can't. It's not. Yeah,
there are
some of the other stuff you can get on bonds, can't you?
Yeah, there is some really good game content behind this Clan Wars gate. It annoys me to no end, but it is the way it is. I do realize that there are people who are kind of hung up on this end game content, and hung up's not a great word. I'm going to call it hung up anyway, though. On the end game content idea that they don't want to play randoms. They want something more competitive, more organized, all that stuff. All right, I don't particularly need that myself. I'd rather I had access to this content in other ways, but that's my problem, not theirs. And people who like Clan Wars, good on them. They can sit in their chair for 3 weeks straight and 4 hours a night or whatever it takes.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, I would absolutely love to do Clan Wars. I would love to do ranked and all that, but it is a timestamp thing. It is because, that's the hit I take for playing on the NA server. I get that. I'm not moaning about it. I'm just saying I can't do it because it's 3 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's true. This is the map thing where you have all the organization and the clans working together and rigging it. Whatever rule it is that Wargaming comes up, or rule set that comes up, somebody gets in there and they all figure out how to maximize and minimize and do what they need to do. If you're not on the in the in group, generally you're not gonna get much out of it. I mean, you can get to a tank and stuff if you get some individuals who do enough damage and do well, or you can fight your way into being able to do the auction with other clans. But if you're talking about the top stuff, you need to be in a clan that's going to make it happen.
That's the thing. I mean, it rewards an active clan. Our clan is a chilled clan, and if we were to kick that sort of down the road, then I guess people would be happy to do it. But I mean, there are some clans who raison d'entre. That's French. Raison d'entre. There you go.
Is to play clan wars. Sort of good on.
Yeah.
And as you navigate through all that, if you get to some of these big fights with really good players, it is a very compelling and interesting kind of gaming experience. Wade through all of the morass of I know we've called it rigging, but it's the politics of it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you get through all the politics of it. When these big clans finally have fights with a good caller and good players and top tanks, it is a compelling and competitive, a lot more so than random. So I get it why people like to do it. If they can, you got to wade through all of that to get there, though.
That's the trouble. If you could park all that to one side, it is probably one of the best learning curves in the game to go and do stuff like that, because you're going to see the top players of the top clans. You'll see their positional play. You'll see their ability to, take damage and create damage where you would think there was no opportunity whatsoever. I mean, these are the guys who are top of the game, and so to go and watch these guys, they are the skills and the quickie babies, if you like, of the game. To go and be part of that, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But be on the wrong side of it, you're dead in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's happened to me so many times.
Country Fisher, appreciate the follow. I missed that earlier. Welcome, much appreciated. So that's going on. There is no Chieftain, fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it. They do have the improved turbo, which is a coveted piece of equipment. I don't know what all this is. There's something about components for producing the improved compressor. So you've got to get the components, or I don't know. I'm not
all complicated again. Isn't
it? Permit to vehicle auction. So you got to do so well to get to the vehicle auction, because then you can buy some of those things. And what they also did that was different. Where's that number? Where's the numbers for it? 1,600 for earning a position in the leaderboard, but only 1,050 for the auction. So I think they've swapped that. There's more available on the leaderboard and less available in the auction.
Yeah.
1,600 seems like a lot. I mean, do people? But there's people who play who don't get that, right? Like, could you, Bitwise or Cliffy, Diablo, whichever one of you guys have done it or know, is it possible to, no kidding, try hard play through the whole thing and not get a tank?
Wow.
Like I'm saying, is that possible? Could you, are there clans who they play as much as they can and guys still don't get a tank? I don't know how far down, because I hear that a lot. Like, all you have to do is put in the time, you're going to get a tank. Bitwise says yes.
Yeah. See, that would be soul destroying to put in, like you say, 2-3 hours a night or whatever it might be, and then at the very end there's no reward for it. Ooh, I think.
Lounge Lizard played a few times and never got a tank. Oh,
I played it once. I didn't get a tank either.
But did you go through the whole thing?
No, crikey, no. I went 3 battles in and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh, well, I mean, that's
you know what I mean?
That's a well-deserved 0 right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you didn't put in the work.
For Pilgrim.
Yeah, I didn't put in the work. So there you go. Clan Wars. Happening again. Coolest part of Clan Wars is listening to 40-year-old men get scolded like school children. Oh, God. Yeah.
Hisenberg, while you're on, mate, I've sent you a message in Clan. Just reference what you asked. So, but there's people on here that are involved in DayZ, so you'll get it. But Hisenberg was asking about how does he get onto the server, and that's cool.
Well, I've told my experience multiple times, and I'm hanging on to it like a 3-4-year-old to their binky. But I was in a decent clan, and we were practicing and doing some things, and I was thinking about doing this and get going, and the caller's doing his calling, and he says push, and I push, and I get massacred, and every other one of them is hiding back there. They didn't push.
No.
And then, which was fine, I'm like, whatever, we ended up winning, and part of it was because they concentrated on me taking me down, we were able to work that, but I was the only guy who actually went in, and so the comments were, well, you didn't push correctly.
How do you push correctly?
Yeah, you didn't do any damage. Like, all these kind of criticism, like, bro, I mean, I'll take all the debrief comments you want, but, dude, he said push, which in my mind meant we're all going, surrounding him. I put literally none of you pushed.
They all sat back and waited for it to happen.
And you're getting on my case for not listening and for not I'm like, no, that ain't happening.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, the caller has to have control, and the caller has to be respected enough for the rest of the team.
Well, he was a good caller. He was a good caller, but apparently I wasn't in the know on what push really meant.
Push means hang back and wait for the single guy to go and die. You did the right thing, sir.
I don't know.
Brilliant.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I mean, it may be I'm not good enough to hang with the big dudes like that in those games, because some of the stuff, I don't know.
Cares?
We'll see.
Who cares?
The old possum push. I always threaten I may try it once, but we'll see. All right, that's Iron Age, no chieftain. Recon mission results.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is interesting because based on the player base's feedback, based on the player base's feedback, we're not going to introduce bugger all maps for the next 20 years.
Well, they've picked Akia, and Any Kayavka, Any and Akia.
Yeah, I don't even know.
During Recon Mission, they looked at 6. I played none of them. Some of these were already brought. Were both of these in the last ones? They look vaguely familiar.
They do look familiar. I can't remember.
This is the one with the big field in the middle. I think they've changed it a little bit. I don't know. But Akia and Any came out on the top. Actually, this is the one with that field, I think.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
It's interesting because they're kind of the same map. They have the city on one corner and kind of an open area. Look, they just rotated it a little bit. City on this area and an open area.
Yeah.
Looks almost exactly the same, to be quite honest, in terms of the way it's built.
See, the cynic in me, which is a great part of me, says that Wargaming has already decided which maps they're going to press ahead with, irrespective of player base feedback. Bullshit. Feedback. And I think they've already, because they would have. I don't trust them that they're listening to player base. They may do on some small parts, but those maps were pre-picked. I think they already had that in mind to do that. I don't think it's anything to do with the player base feedback.
I don't know. I guess I sort of disagree with it. From what they said in here, a lot of it makes sense as what they're looking for. They're trying to look for where people go. The win rate on the map, is it really imbalanced? That's the one thing they don't really, and of course they don't ever advertise any of that stuff. They never give you the numbers.
No.
They just say that they've done it.
Yeah.
And I'll take it at face value, but what was the imbalance? I don't know. I know that you can get that data for the existing maps if you really want it. You can find the win rates for maps and things like that.
Yeah.
So they took player feedback and their aggregate evaluation of your map, gathered data on gameplay. They found some problem areas. They just kind of threw out some things that they found right here. This was a big map, actually, 1,200 by 1,200, which is bigger than most of the maps.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I don't know how big this one is. They don't mention it. It doesn't look to be quite as large as the other one. They identified a few spots that were problematic that they're going to work on, and I think that's fantastic. They did the test. They're doing some changes, but why do we not have a map at this point?
Well, yes, do changes in game. Put it in the game. Do small steps in game if there's a problem.
Yeah.
But get it in the game because that's where the testing works.
Right.
I don't mind having a map and being a bit dodgy and giving them some feedback if I knew they would take any notice of it.
That's been my position. I don't even care if they're imbalanced. Put them in, and then work on them.
Yeah.
And even if you have to maybe take them out for a while to work on them, but at least just chuck them in there and let people play on them.
Yeah.
You know, the current computer game industry is really interesting right now because there's so much of this early access content stuff going on. I just picked up a game that's total tangent now called War Tales, and it's an early access game, although it's getting pretty long into its early access. And it's pretty good, pretty polished. You know, they're working on it as they go. This is like the thing people do. On the one hand, I'm not a huge fan of it because I don't want to play your completely crappy, hardly ready game and help you do all the play testing. But at the same time, if you bring it early and have iterative improvements, that's actually pretty cool. So there's a level of completeness, I think, in my opinion, that it needs to be before you do early access. I consider this a similar thing in terms of just the maps. While the game is well fleshed out, let's bring on maps that may be not quite ready. Who cares?
Yeah.
And now that's what they did. Essentially, that's what they've done in Recon. But why not just put it into general
Put it into the game. Yeah, exactly that. I mean, Stutek's saying there, I suspect they listen to the feedback. The only parts that agree with are predetermined choices. I come back to my stand. I think there's predetermined. They've chosen which maps, and they will listen to some extent to parts of what they feel that the player base have an input in, and they may make slight adjustments. But I do think that the maps are predetermined.
Yeah. Stoic brings up a kind of fascinating.
Mines have to go. Mines is great if you're tier 1 to 4, maybe 5. Don't give mines to a tier 10. It's pointless. It's saturation of that map. It's tiny. It's no good at tier 10.
Yeah, that whole thing about what maps people like and dislike. I will give Wargaming one thing on that. That is just the Wild West. Like, you cannot get any two people to agree on what's the worst map or best map. I mean, it's every time I see it, I'm like, oh, this map's terrible. And then people, I love that map. I'm like, I don't understand how you could love that map, but they do. So I don't think the hatred for one map or the other is nearly as universal, or like for one map or the other is nearly as universal. I do make some generalizations, such as good players tend to like proc.
Right, okay.
Tend, not 100%. And bad players tend to not like it because it's a hard map to play.
Yeah.
And Malinovka is kind of similar. They used to call it Kampanovka. Yes. There you go. Bitwise loves Ensk. Ensk gets a lot of hate. I don't hate Ensk. I got no real problem with it. For a city map, I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's got interesting firing lanes. There are ways to push without getting shredded because you can sneak from building to building and stuff. There are some flanking capabilities in there, and then the field is not a total scout kind of thing. It is usable as well. So I don't hate Ensk either, and I think it's maybe a map that rewards good players a little more, and maybe that's true of every map.
No, I think there's a slight truth to that. I think that a more considered approach to that map is required. Some maps you can just go and do it, you know what I mean? But with Ensk, you have to think. Sometimes you don't.
Well, and Bitwise makes another good point. It is a map that you're in the fight and it's off to the races. I mean, there's none of this kind of hide. There's no hiding in a bush on Ensk. You're fighting. Now, you can hide in windows and try to use corners and stuff, but you're not going to hide in a bush for very long and take sniper shots. Sometimes a little bit in the field, but not for long, usually. Yeah. So there you go. The new maps, and it looks like we're going to get one of them. Somebody mentioned which one it is.
Yeah, Outpost in September.
Outpost in September, which is neither one of these.
No, funny enough.
Yeah, and it wasn't one of the 6 that they put in there. I don't know. So, no real indication. There's a lot of data and stuff. You can kind of dig through this. It gives you the heat maps on where people went. It gives you problematic spots marked by players. Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much of that I would pay attention to.
There you go.
So there you go. On the one hand, I want them to listen to players. On the other hand, I don't.
Yeah, it's very subjective, isn't it? You've got
Listen to
let go
me.
of that, so.
You should listen to me.
Yeah, don't listen to other people.
I know exactly how you should run your business.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo.
Yeah.
All right, tank nerfs. Let's check this out.
Yeah, this is scary.
Where is this? Let's go here.
There'll be a great gnashing of teeth.
A
and
G-gnashing. A ganashing.
Yeah, a gnashing of teeth and wailing in the background.
Yes.
And renting out of your hair.
Crying and screaming and whining.
Yeah. Yes, there will be.
All right, here's some of it anyway. I have to go to a different article to find all of it. All right. So the Kron's getting a debuff. I think that's down here. Yes. All right, we'll get that in a minute. But
Is that a political way of saying nerf?
yeah,
It is,
a
isn't it?
debuff.
Not being nerfed, just being
A
debuffed.
debuff. Debuff. A debuff. That's
A
French.
debuff.
That's
French, yeah, that's French. Yeah, for beef. Yeah.
Tier 10, the cyclical single shot French tanks are getting a buff. Just moving dispersion, traverse dispersion, reload time, that's the big one.
Yeah.
Knocked down, rate of fire. But what's interesting with that is it only brings actually that's a fairly decent DPM from 2,297 to 2,503. Super test, guys. Don't go crazy. This is early. It's early. These are early numbers.
Yeah.
But for some reason, while they're buffing it, they've decided to nerf the shell speed.
Yes. I don't know.
This is the M454 Diablo. I don't get, but okay. It needs so here's their discussion. It needs a buff, right? They're in their meeting. All right, yeah, definitely. We've looked at the numbers. It's not performing well. Blah blah blah. Needs a buff. All right, let's do all these. Let's add here. Oh, that's too much. Let's decrease the shell velocity.
Yeah, because that balances it right out, doesn't it? Of course it does. I don't know.
It's not really that significant either.
It's not. Well, you've got to look at the overall package, haven't you, to see what the tank will feel and play like after all that's happened. But as you say, super test,
It's reloading faster. It's doing a little bit more damage. The gun number 2, now that was actually gun number 1. Gun number 2 is the big gun. So I guess that's really irrelevant because it's a small gun. Does anybody use a small gun on that tank? Well, first of all, hardly anybody uses the tank. I think I have the big gun on it, but it gets a buff. It's going from 20. Now this is fairly that's the HE shell. Never mind. This is fairly significant. DPM from 22 to 26. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good buff.
Yeah.
A decent accuracy buff from 3.4 to 3.2. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a long reload down to 1285, so that's fairly significant. The penetration is getting buffed. Very nice.
Yeah.
Is this one of those tanks that does more damage with its premium?
Good question. Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, that's at 500. Sorry. Special. Never mind. I'm on drugs. This is the 500 meter number. 280 to 296, and then the velocity is up. So they're not buffing the regular AP? I guess not. They're buffing the premium shell. Okay. Am I missing something here? They're only buffing the premium shell, and only by 16 millimeters. It doesn't even get 300 millimeters of pen.
Which at tier is going to be meh, isn't it? It's going to be mediocre.
That's kind of interesting. But it's getting a fairly significant shell velocity. Oh no, the standard's getting a velocity buff. But I don't see the standard getting a pen buff. All right. A few more hit points. That's always nice at tier 10. Slight nerf to traverse speed. This is the tier 9. We won't go through that too much. There's a few things going on there. The AMX 65T. I agree, Sutek. Iterative changes. Yep. Attack Crows ran the small gun on the tier 10. Interesting. Everyone ran the little gun before. Well, there you go. I didn't know that. I probably have.
No, I didn't know that. Okay, well, that's
I
interesting.
haven't played it very much, though. 65T, a perennial poor performer. Well, here's the question. How poor? Is it really at the bottom? Let's find out. Remember, these are recents. Heavy tier 8. Boom, 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 boom. Where is our lovely 60? Oof! Worst win rate.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. What
Yeah.
about DPG? How's she doing there? 65T. Second from bottom. So definitely struggle bus for the old 65T. Oh, yeah. She's the basement dweller, it appears.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Something, a clear case of something needing a buff. So, here you go, folks. You have the literal, arguably, in the last 60 days, on NA, per that website, all those caveats, the worst tier 8 heavy tank. So how are we going to buff that, folks? Well, let's see. Let's mess with some moving dispersion and tank traverse dispersion. Okay. Let's give it some more hit points. Fair enough. 120. Turret 2. This I'm not sure what it's talking about. It doesn't say what the buff is. I'm assuming there's an armor buff. I don't know what's going on with that. Firepower. Moving dispersion. Tank traverse. Turret traverse. Bonuses. Aiming time. Now we're getting somewhere. Down to 2.4. Reload time down to 11.98. Rate of fire slightly up. Buffing. The total... Is that math wrong? That seems wrong to me.
It does look wrong, doesn't it? Well, I don't know.
Can you really cut 12? That's over a second of reload time off, and I'm only getting 5 DPM. What has happened? Do you guys... Am I on drugs here, or did that... Is that too... It's only 5. Supposedly it only buffed it by 5 DPM. That doesn't make sense to me.
Make any sense, that does it?
Unless... I mean, we've taken over a second off of the reload. 1.25 seconds. That only gives you 3 more
Yeah.
DPM.
No, that doesn't seem right, does it?
Does anybody think that's going to make that tank much better?
Wayne, lipstick on a pig.
Yeah. I mean, good on them. They clearly haven't made it OP.
Yeah. They're trying to balance it, of course they are.
That's right. Balance it. They're going to move it up 3 places from last to 4th from last. Anyway, there you go. That's what they're looking at. Now, the old M45, M445. This one was fascinating to me. Turret front armor from 100 to 200.
Yeah, that's a doubling. Now, why? That's the question, isn't it? Why?
Well, remember, Pilgrim, we are very dedicated to historical accuracy.
Of course we are. Silly me.
I don't know if this was a napkin tank or it actually had plans. I'd have to dig into it. But I don't know. So I don't know how much of a buff it needed. This 90 to 110 on the hull is going to be nice. The health goes up and more armor on the turret.
Yeah.
And the hit points go up. So interesting.
It'd be interesting to see what tiers that sees, actually. Because if it...
What are you talking about? That's a tier 7.
Yeah, but what it sees, I mean, it's going to see 8s, isn't it?
8s and 9s.
8s and 9s.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not that much of a buff if it sees 9s.
Well, yeah, but it's of course like all things, it's angled and it's got curves. The flat bit there, 200. Yeah, nearly anybody's going to press 2 and go right through it, just like they do right now with 100. Yeah. But the turret on this thing is pretty bad. It doesn't bounce very much. No. All right, this is the subject du jour of subject du jours, though. Now we're getting to the juicy part.
We are.
Blueprint tank only. There you go. So who knows if the thickness was written on that blueprint or not, or how much data they really had.
Yeah, scribbled on by some engineer in pencil.
Yeah. The Kranwagen. Now let's take a look here real quick before we get into this. Is the Kranwagen a problem? Raise your hand. Yes or no? Well, probably. Are there bigger problems?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll put my hand up to that.
Yes, the Kranwagen is overperforming to some extent. But if you look at this list, there's a lot more that are overperforming. It is played a lot, so that does, you'd have to look at the tank curve. So it is overperforming 100%. It is a very popular tank that is overperforming. So there's a lot of them. Anyone can get one. That's true.
That's true.
All those are true.
In comparison to the Chief, you're right. You're right. You choose your pain.
So you're going to nerf it, and it's going to drop down, and something else will take its place, such as, say, the Super Conqueror. Meanwhile, the VZ55 is arguably more problematic.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to do anything, you would deal with the VZ. But if you're going to deal with the Kran, deal with the VZ as well.
But what about all this? It's not going to get touched. Someone said it earlier. It is a de facto buff to these top performing premium/reward tanks. I guess these are all they're all reward tanks. So these reward tanks, it is a de facto buff to the reward tanks. You're nerfing one of the few tech tree tanks that give them trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So there's that. It's a pretty hard debuff as well. Pretty hard nerf. I mean, the big one is the speed from 60 to 45. Yout. That hurts. The
it's not going to get anywhere anytime quick, is it?
Yeah, the backup speed for an autoloader is crucial for getting out, and it's getting cut from 18 to 12. Yeah. So its ability to come up, shoot, and get back, use corners and stuff. There's a debuff or an increase in its reload, so it won't be back in the fight as fast. There's a slight buff to moving dispersion, although rate of fire is going down. The accuracy is getting hit pretty hard from 3.5 to 3.8. The DPM is going down by over 300. So that's a pretty hard hit.
Yeah.
It'll
I don't know. Will it? I think it'll just take it out of the game. People won't play it so much, I think they've cut the.
Well, they'll react, right? They'll go to whatever the next one is. Yeah. If it doesn't hurt it that bad, it'll still be played. I think we can guarantee it won't be played as much. If that, remember, super tests, we don't know what those numbers will look like.
Yeah.
But remember, the Kron was released with a 4-round autoloader.
It was a 4-round, yeah, that's right.
Was an okay but not great tank, kind of poorly performing overall. Not poorly, it was average. In its place, it was still pretty brutal, but then they buffed it a lot, and it turned into this thing and became a problem. And now they're nerfing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I say it become a problem. I think its reputation as a problem outshined its actual problem. I think the reputation that the Kran is a problem is probably down to perception as opposed to reality.
I don't know.
If it's sold down,
it gets played a lot. It's out there a lot, and you're right. It is situational, but it's good enough that in the past before it got buffed, it was very good in situations.
Yeah,
that's still true now, but it's actually good enough now that it has more situations it can do well in. It's not as hopeless in, say, a not hold down position. It still can be beat up. But it is back in the fight pretty quick at 21 seconds. 3 or 4 seconds, I don't know if that changes it a whole lot, but it does. It's a longer wait.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere around 20. I've said this a lot. Somewhere around 20 seconds on a drum reload is the sweet spot.
Yes.
When it starts to get to 25 and 30, based on the speed of the game, the other cyclical firing guns, how much time you have to hide usually.
Yeah.
That 20 seconds is the cutoff point, roughly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Above that, it gets more and more painful. Below that, and there's not very many well below it, but right about 20 seconds.
That is the sweet spot for anything like that, isn't it? I mean, even if you go like the Death Star, if you can get the Death Star down to 20-something seconds, and it's
right.
You know,
Exactly.
it is effective at
Right.
that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but for me, my whole point on this whole nerfing of the Kron, which is probably deserved, is the fact that these tanks are going to be ignored.
Yeah.
Specifically,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
E and the Chieftain, which are
Yeah.
huge outliers in terms of win rates. It is interesting because the CC channel is having a lot of discussions about this, and they talk about win rate curves for skill, which is one of the biggest indicators for whether something's just plain old overpowered. If every skill level overperforms, then that's a pretty good indication that the tank itself is actually overpowered.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is what you see in the 279 early a lot, and a little bit in the Chieftain.
Yeah.
So, well, Cliffy, that's a interesting argument. You can say that because you don't see it that much, it's not a problem. But when you see it, it's a problem. So I don't think you should have tanks like that are just that much better.
To the point where it's game changing every time it appears on the map. Yes, that's wrong.
Right.
It shouldn't change the battle significantly. It should have its own effect on the battle,
Right.
like any other heavy tank. But it shouldn't be to the point that everybody either runs away from it or just can't deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, are we really at the point where we're looking at the Kron and it gets played so much, and that's the number one reason why we're nerfing it? It's too strong because too many people play it, and so we're going to nerf that because it's a problem because too many people play it.
Well, that's cutting your nose off to spite your face if that's the
what's interesting about that is when the tanks are played that much, that's generally all skill levels playing it. So that's a pretty good indication that it's a problem.
Yeah.
And then you start to see it a lot. So I'm not saying that you don't take all that stuff into account.
Yeah.
Everyone has their little pet reason for why something's overpowered and why it's not. But you really do have to look at the whole picture. It's just that clearly they're not dealing with premiums and reward tanks because this looks bad. This looks bad. This is 1,000 times worse. Tier 8 is a disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to go 15 miles before you find the first tech tree tank. And I got that you run those stock. That is something you have to, that's noise in the data. But still, goodness gracious. Would be actually cool. I would like to see this graph with just fully upgraded tier 8s.
Yeah. Yeah. Always top guns, top everything.
Well, just fully upgraded. Like everything's unlocked.
Yeah,
Whatever you put on it, it's up to you. But the person has unlocked everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they went after the scope. You're right. They went after the. I forgot about that. They went after the. Where was it? Someone's comment. The Progetto 65 for kind of a similar reason. It was so popular.
They did, yes. Yeah.
And was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people were kind of.
But that was the tank of choice for a lot of clan battles and that because of the effectiveness of its clip. Yeah.
I just wish they would look at everything. We all know that the premium reward tanks simply are not on the table.
No.
You know what I mean? They're not.
Why? I mean, we know why because of the debacle they had last time. They messed about with premium tanks.
Well, and they've said it before. Like, nope, we want our top players and committed players, and Top players is not a great way to say it. Our committed players who are doing end game content and have played a lot, we want to reward them if they put in the effort.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard to argue against. I would argue against giving them such clearly OP tanks to give them an extra advantage, but at the same time, they put in the effort. So I'm kind of two minds right there.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you have to have reward for the effort you put into anything, like a game or whatever. There has to be an end point where you get, get a pat on the back because people won't play it. There's no incentive; they won't bother.
Yeah.
So, but and then drag it back into pubbies. If you go off and get your T95 Chieftain or whatever it might be, and then you drag it back into pubbies, I mean, what's the point? Maybe it should only be used for clan wars, those sort of things. Maybe they should be separated from normal gameplay. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the answer?
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had one. I mean, I think for the good of the game, they really need to. I really think for the good of the game, they really need to nerf some of those things. But then, do they lose players? And do you lose the interest in lower level players trying to get to that? Because now it's not. I mean, people want to get the 279 early and the Chieftain because they're good.
Yeah.
They want to grind
and
play the game and spend the money and spend the time and make content and do crap like I'm doing,
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Bitwise. It's doing fine. It's doing pretty well. I mean, we'll have to look at it in 6 months to a year, see where it lives. But right now, it lives near the top. Right. I mean, there's some tech tree tanks in some of the areas that are doing better than it. So it's not down here, that's for sure, and it's not in the top 3, but it's up there. It's in the top 10. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, but it's early, so we'll see where that shakes out. I don't know. It's played a lot too. Played a lot. I don't know. I'm not sure where that one's going to shake out.
Yeah, interesting. But again, the caveat: it's in super test, so it may well be that it doesn't get such a heavy hammer hit. It might.
Yeah, Sutek, 100%, man. I think you're right there. They're just that is a scab they do not want to pull off, man. And I get it. I wouldn't want to either. They know. They're like, well, shoot, we got kind of a balance problem here. But hey, not that many of them are played. All the things we talked about, want to make it an incentive. We want our good players to be happy. The cost benefit is balance the reward tanks and premiums and just get crushed publicly, or have the crying around the fringes and deal with it. That's where we are. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Yes, Oxford, they have historically changed considerably. There are some tanks where buffs or debuffs have changed quite a bit from Outcry and Super Test and stuff. We'll see what happens this time.
Yeah. Can I just throw an aside about the T95 Chieftain? I come across one in a T95, the proper T95, the TD.
Yeah.
And the thing for me, when a T95 Chieftain's in the game, if you are the person who makes that T95 player cack his pants, then it's a good day. And that's why I like playing against him when I've got something that can hurt it. Because we did the old, I was back, I can't remember the map, but it's one of those city maps. I was back, and my teammate was poking out, and the T95 Chieftain was coming around the corner trying to hit my teammate. My teammate had like 10 hit points, so he decided, he hadn't spotted me. He decided to come around the corner of the building to take out this low hit point teammate of mine, and I visually saw him barrel look towards me and went, he must have gone, oh shit, because I'd had premium loaded and I walloped him and I took like 2/3 of his health off in one go. He skedaddled out of there and got away, man. He was like, oh, the T95 Chieftain's been hurt. Off he went, and I just sat back in my chair. I was crying with laughter. It was so funny.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's like, oh no.
It is funny.
My tank is hurt.
It is funny watching people play those sometimes, because I don't remember. I don't remember what map it was. It was fairly recently, but it was a 279 early guy, and he just goes, and he's dead within. I mean, he just gets absolutely crushed.
We were on that map. I'll tell you which one it was. It's the it's one with the heavy area with all the rocks and the water on the left, and the the hill, and then all the lights go down the middle, down that track down the middle. I can't remember the name of that map. But that was me and you were on that, and it was he just rolled across the top, the heavy area. He rolled across the top.
Yeah.
Kept coming.
Yeah. Just got rocked.
It's like, okay, you're dead.
All right, guys, we're getting towards the end here, so we got a competition from
We have.
Pilgrim, but hold on, because I'm going to start. We're going to give away a pack of those 4 styles. So here we go. Remember, it's going to be. Let me make sure I've got everything set up. Don't do it yet. Just chillax.
Relax.
All right. If you are a sub, you'll get 2 tickets. If you are a non-sub, you'll get 1 ticket. So you don't have to be a sub to win. Much appreciated with all that. It's going to be 10 minutes. I'm going to start the giveaway now. It should show up in chat. There we go.
I raffle.
Whoa.
No, exclamation mark raffle.
What just happened? Did I just delete that somehow?
I know, everybody's doing it.
Okay.
Easy to delete.
Whoa. I hit something and then it went away. And no. All right, it's working. Everyone's getting in there. Cool.
Working.
All right, that's for that 4-pack that's got the Redcoats and Revolutionaries, Dominion for Canada, and another U.S. style, I think. Now, while you're doing that, well, we probably need to wait for this, don't we? Because their answers are going to get buried in a raffle. So what else we got? We got that's it.
Well, I've got to throw something out here anyway.
Okay.
Last week we did the competition and Blues Traveller won the 500 gold, according to what I can see on the screen. Now I'm, for some reason, not seeing all of the chat, and so when I watched it back later on that Sunday last week, I noticed that Gator had got the correct answer in first. So what I did is I sent 500 gold to both Blues and Gator, but I've not seen Gator in game or on stream today to let him know. So if anybody knows Gator, he's in our clan. I've sent him a clan message.
Okay.
So hopefully he gets it, because he hasn't claimed it yet. So hopefully he gets it. I know Blues has claimed it, but
yeah, I remember you got to go to your store, right? You got to go to the store or whatever.
Got to go or your account or whatever it is. Yeah. So Gator hasn't claimed it. I know Gator's not in today. I've just checked the number of people. I can't see him in. So, but he's got the message off me in clan, so hopefully he gets it. So if Pilgrim made Gator quit. Will to take
Sutek. No, I should be able to go onto my EU account and do it, right?
Yeah, Sutek's Asia. I had a real problem. I can't do anything.
Yeah, I don't have an Asian account. Sorry, man. Got to figure out a way to reward old Sutek there somehow.
Yeah, it's annoying that you can't even. I even tried to download the client to do it, and it's just like I was just all over the place. Because you need a new email address and everything to do it, so it's a pain in the ass. Poor old Sutek.
I don't even want to think about what my ping to there would be.
Yeah,
straight cash. Yeah, send your Venmo. I suppose that's a possibility.
I can send him a Guido mug. There you go. I can send Sutek a Guido mug. I'll do that.
Could do, actually. Yeah, I suppose. Go Vols! What are the Vols doing?
I don't know. Gator's hiding because.
What would they be playing? There's no sports going on right now. All there is baseball, and even college ball's over because the College World Series already went on.
But Sutek, if you do win, I'll send you this and this, both used. Look.
Well, if you win, Sutek, then we'll be forced to figure out a way to reward you. So that won't be a bad thing necessarily. So we'll leave you in. We'll figure it out.
So just to get your your appetite whetted slightly, everybody. The first Sunday back in August is a 10,000 gold giveaway competition. The first Coffee Talk after vacation is a 10,000 gold Coffee Talk competition. The question will be properly hard. So get your wiki fingers trained up over the next 4 weeks, okay? Might not even be in wiki. The answer could be 10,000 gold for the one-off. They'll be coming back off vacation. First Coffee Talk that we do.
Ooh.
It might be something to do with my shoe size. Then again, it might not. So
again,
the question's going to be a hard one.
While we're waiting here, I'm actually going to oh, there we go. There it is. Is this the article? I think it is. Here. So while we're waiting, we'll go through this. Somebody actually asked the question about another tank, and we have a long list here of the tanks they're looking at. So we talked about the Kron and the Emil 2. We didn't go over that. That's getting a debuff as well. We talked about the Tier 10 and 9 AMX and the MLA 45. But the other interesting ones are the US line, the 103, T32, M6, T1, T6 medium, the Stuart, the M44. These are all being looked at. I'm assuming the M44 is a nerf. That's interesting.
You would think. You would hope.
The TVP VTU, which is a perennial underperformer, is a medium. The two French 48, the MLE 48 and 46, that's the tier 7 and 8. Interesting. I'm assuming a buff on those. KV-1S, I think, is getting a buff. The Sherman, the Easy 8's getting a buff. I don't know. Some of these are debuffs. I think. Do I have it? Let's go down here because I think some details are here. Yeah, American heavy tanks will be sent. There's no details right now. No rebalance is planned for the 110E5. Interesting.
That is interesting because...
But here's what you're not going to like. The T-29 is traditionally overperforming, which affects other vehicles within this battle tier. Isn't that an interesting statement?
It's almost the old timer of the game and should be left alone. It shouldn't be touched. It's just the old timer of the game, isn't it? It's the geezer who sits in the corner in the pub and he's been there forever, flat cap, cigarette ash on his jacket. You know what I mean?
But look at that. Traditional overburn, which affects other vehicles within its battle tier. But isn't that the same thing about the heavy tanks?
But they don't put that for any other tank. You could say that about the Chieftain T95.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know.
T29 is up there. You guys can't quite see that. I got to adjust that again. It is up there. It's lower than the VZ 44-100 or 44-1. DPG is third. So it's actually a good tech tree tank, which is going to get kicked in the teeth.
The only thing the T29 has going for it is its hull, its turret armor. Anything else, is just balanced.
Well,
so why the hell are they doing that?
No, it's not balanced. It does well. It's played the most.
No, it's balanced.
It's played the most of the tier 7 heavies.
Balanced.
Okay,
that's why I brought it. It's the old man.
I know. That's why I brought. Yeah.
You remember when that was top tier? When we grinded through and the T29 was the tank of the game. It was the top tier tank because it didn't go past tier 7. Wow.
The M44 must also be mentioned. This is a rather effective vehicle for tier 6, so it is very popular. To reduce its influence on other vehicles in battles, we will reduce its characteristics as well. So the M44 is getting a kick in the teeth, my friends.
Do I really feel bad about that? Not really.
So these are the other vehicles improved. Like I said, the KV-1S, the EZ-8, the Type 58, the TVP, VTU, those two TDs. And then nerfs. This is probably well needed. That Skoda T25 with the autoloader is pretty good. The Buggy and the CS54, I'm going to take credit for telling people those are both pretty good tanks. Even though...
I think you should.
Even though everyone poo-pooed that and said they were bad. And then some TDs. Speaking of taking credit... This is awesome. This cracks me up, especially considering the amount of hate this tank got and the ridiculously stupid reviews on it. The hyperventilating, clutching of pearls. Look at this. What is the #1 win rate light tank in the last 60 days?
I can't say. Is it British?
It is indeed, my friend. It is the Manticore.
It is the Monty.
The Manticore is second in DPG. Oh, the gun is... It doesn't... Oh, just... Frags. Second. Damage ratio, second. Kill to death, first. Survival, first. Spots, second. Now, arguably...
Well, you were the champion of Monty before Monty was ever was ever even considered by any of the other CCs. In fact, most of the other CCs just decried it as a piece of worthless rubbish. You championed it.
I did.
You even put that Kung Fu
Chuck.
karate guy in there. There you go,
Chuck.
Chuck. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Now, I never said it would be number one. Even I didn't think. But I did say it was competent. And the hyperventilating about how it's the worst tank in the game to ever be released.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not true.
Not true at all.
Not true.
And it's funny that some CCs are now playing it and
A
like
lot.
to play it.
Yeah.
Isn't it? After
Well,
all
I'll
the
take.
noise.
What I'm really going to take credit for is I told you why it was going to be good, or why it would be
Yes.
a good
Yeah.
tank,
Yeah.
because there are intangibles to it that have nothing to do with a lot of its stats,
Yeah. Yeah.
and some of the stats that are good on it are more important than you might think. Yeah, True Voodoo was another one. He and I were the only two, and he's more influence, bigger contributor. He and I were literally the only two early on who had anything good to say about it. He does really well in his too. He's better
It
in his
does.
than I.
Yeah. The raffle is now closed, everybody.
All right, let's do it. Let's find out who won. We have 20. We have 19 people in. Here we go. We're gonna pick a winner, and the winner of the 4 styles is Grumpy O Man. Congratulations, Grumpy.
Congratulations, Rich.
Right on. Grumpy,
Oh, dear.
Grumpy, send me your in-game name. I'll send a whisper here to you. I need your in-game name. Send it back to me on that whisper. Make sure if you have any underscores and numbers and all that stuff, make sure I got the exact name. And then I will send that to you as soon as we're done here. Now, that being said, over to Pilgrim for the competition.
Here we go then, because it's 4th of July, the day that we let you go. All right. Tomorrow, it's all about Independence Day. So I expect lots of correct answers straight off the bat here from Yal Colonials. Here we go. 3 questions. I need the 3 answers in a oneer, not 3 different lines. Just give me the 3 answers. First one to get it, 500 gold. I need your in-game name and server whispered. But here we go. Are you ready? Question part 1. Independence Day. All about the Liberty Bell. How many times is it rang on Independence Day? That's part 1 of the question. Part 2 of the question. Which president was born on the 4th of July? And part 3 of the question. Which food is eaten the most on the 4th of July in the United States? There you go. Wayne, no.
What was the second question?
Which president was born on the 4th of July?
Oh, that one I have no idea.
Pale Jedi, no. Wayne, no. Don't forget I'm playing catch up on chat, so if Guido sees the right answer... Oh, he doesn't know the right answer.
No. I'm trying to think of what the food would be. But
How many times has Liberty Bell rang? Which president was born on the 4th, and which food is eaten the most in the US?
On 4th of July.
On the 4th of July, yeah. Not which food is eaten in the US. Ever. Maldives, you are so close. You are so close, my friend.
Oh,
Maldives
wow.
is the closest.
Maldives. I figured it was that number. That I just guessed.
Come on, guys.
The most consumed food, I think, is going to
This is your
surprise you.
history. This is your history, and you're struggling. Come on. Come on.
Although I have 2 different answers right now for what is.
You
the
don't need
most.
your answers. You need. Yeah, exactly. You need Pilgrim's answers, not Guido's.
The answer I got is interesting though, because it's not something you would think of.
Hisenberg, you're close. You're close. Somebody get it. This is the North American server, guys. Somebody get it. Come on. You are so close, Hisenberg. Well, it did, but they fixed it, didn't they, Howie? They fixed it so it rings again. You old dog, behave yourself.
Watermelon. All right, Grumpy, I got it, man. I will sort that out as soon as we're done here.
How many times has the Liberty Bell rang? Beatles, Bangers and Mash in the Boer War.
Terry, did Terry get it?
Terry. No, it's not. It's not that. There's 2 out of 3 there, Terry. Yeah, no, Cliffy, it's the answer I've got. Never mind what you've got. Oh, Hisenberg, so close again. Change the food, my friend. Change the food.
It's not hamburgers. I don't think.
Meldith, change the food.
It's a food you wouldn't think of, I think. Right?
Food is something, Daddy. Wayne, you got it. 13 Coolidge and hot dogs. You boys eat hot dogs a lot on the 4th of July. There you go. 13 Coolidge and hot dogs. Wayne.
Google says, what food is
Google.
most consumed on 4th of July? And it says potato salad.
That's bad, man. That is bad. Nobody in America eats potato salad. It's hot dogs.
All right, who got it? Wayne?
Wayne got it.
All right, Wayne got it.
If anybody else got it before Wayne, but I haven't had the catch up, just whisper and I'll send you the goal. Don't worry.
Awesome.
I'll see it on the replay. Wayne 1313. Okay, mate. Underscore 1313. Okay, cool. I'll do that today, mate.
My friends, thanks for coming by. That was a lot of fun. I think that's pretty much all I've got, unless Pilgrim has any parting shots.
No, enjoy your 4th of July, guys, because you only get it once. You won't get it again. And all the best from the correct side of the Atlantic.
Yeah, I just locked myself up. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. I sent everything down to... hold on, let me try to fix this here. Boom. Am I back? No. Nope, just locked up. But the... whatever it is, the voice is working. Anyway, that's my silly face staring at you. That's all I've got from the left side of the Atlantic.
And it's all I've got from the correct side of the Atlantic yet again.
See you guys.